love a good theme movie list, and since Father's Day is coming up, I thought let's do a roundup of 15 of the best horror movies to watch in celebration of Father's Day, no matter who you're celebrating with. First up, The Coffee Table. Jesus and Maria are struggling in their relationship, but they recently became parents, and they're decorating their home, and they decide to buy a brand new coffee table, which alters the entire path of their lives. Now, this one is a doozy, and it's not for the faint of heart. But if you want to dive into it, you can rent it on Apple TV or Prime Video. Next up, The Clovehitch Killer. In this movie, we have a picture-perfect family, but one day, Tyler finds these disturbing images that belong to his father, and he starts to suspect that his loving father is responsible for the heinous murders of 13 women. And to be honest, this movie does not get enough love, and it's nearly flawless in my opinion. If you want to get into it, you can stream it on Netflix and Hulu. Third, The Mist. After a crazy storm, this small town in Maine is suddenly engulfed in a dense mist, and David and his son and several local townspeople are trapped in the grocery store as they discover the mist is concealing some insane horrors. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite movies that I actually purchased a VHS version of it from Death by VHS, shout out to them, because they don't sell a VHS copy of this movie otherwise, and I needed it. But you can stream it on Prime Video. Fourth, The Stepfather. Seemingly mild-mannered Jerry, who, just murdered his entire family, quickly takes on a new identity and leaves town. Now, after marrying a widow with a teenage daughter, Jerry is struggling to hide his true identity and has plans to do it all over again. The opening scene of The Stepfather is truly just a gruesome, bloody treat. I love it. You can stream it on Tubi, Peacock, Hoopla, and Plex. Fifth, The Wailing. A mysterious and violent illness starts spreading through a small village in South Korea after a stranger comes through. Police officer Jung-gu is forced to get down to the bottom of this mysterious sickness as his daughter is starting to show signs of this deadly illness. This movie is equal parts gorgeous and creepy, and it's just a must watch. You can stream it on Netflix, Peacock, or Hoopla. Sixth, Frailty. A man walks into an FBI agent's office one day and recounts his childhood where his father was a religious fanatic who received visions from God telling him to kill specific people who were supposed demons. I actually didn't watch this movie up until recently, and it is so early 2000s, but it's that kind of twisty-turny story that I miss from that era, and Bill Paxton is just amazing. You can stream it on Tubi. Seventh, Train to Busan. A zombie outbreak takes over South Korea, and passengers on a train, including Suk-woo and his daughter Soo-an, are struggling to survive long enough to make it safely to Busan, which has been declared a safe zone. This is one of the best and saddest zombie movies ever made. Nothing will change my mind on this. You can stream it on Peacock, Tubi, Hoopla, and Canopy. Eighth, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Father and son coroners Tommy and Austin get a strange unidentified corpse one day, and as they begin to examine her and figure out her cause of death, they start uncovering bizarre clues and dark secrets about this Jane Doe. The whole atmosphere of this movie is just so dreary and dark and ominous. I freaking adore it. It's another one that I had to buy on VHS because they don't have VHS copies of it. So shout out Frightgasm. I love this. Now, the best day to watch this is on a rainy day, but I guess Father's Day is second best. You can stream it on Netflix, Hulu, and Shudder. Ninth, The Devil's Candy. Jesse, a struggling painter, his wife and daughter have struck gold when they move into their dream house in rural Texas. However, Jesse starts to slowly descend into madness as the house's dark forces start to take over him. Now, there have been many demonic possession movies, but there has never been a movie as metal as The Devil's Candy, I promise you. You can stream it on Shudder, AMC Plus, and Canopy. 10th, The Amityville Horror. Ignoring the tragic mass murders that previously took place here, George and Kathy Lutz and their children move into this beautiful large home. But soon, George and the whole family start experiencing evil manifestations and occurrences. This is just a classic dad gone crazy movie. I couldn't leave it off my list. You can stream it on Max. 11th, A Quiet Place. The Abbott family is struggling to survive in a world where most of the population is gone now, and the world is overrun with blind, noise-sensitive creatures. Parents Lee and Evelyn Abbott reinforce the need for the family to stay silent in order to stay alive. Now, as a professional yapper, I simply could not survive this world, but I absolutely love the horror/sci-fi as well as the emotional aspects of this film. You can stream it on Paramount+. 12th, The Loved Ones. When Brent turns down his classmate Lola's invitation to the prom, her and her father concoct a wildly violent plan for revenge. This is one of my all-time favorite horror movies. I just love it so much. It's bloody, it's unhinged, it's entertaining, and it has a catchy song. What more can you ask for? You can rent it on Apple TV, Prime Video, or YouTube. Coming in at 13, Oculus. Tim has been recently released from the mental facility that he has been at ever since being accused of his father's violent death 11 years earlier. His sister Kaylee suspects that the antique malevolent mirror that their dad brought home all those years ago is actually what is to blame behind the tragedy. Now, I love Mike Flanagan's work with my whole freaking heart, and when I actually got to interview him earlier this year, he said that he keeps the Oculus mirror in his house. How freaking badass. You can stream this on Plex. 14th, Cargo. A zombie outbreak has spread all throughout Australia, and Andy has just been infected. He now has 48 hours to live and is in a desperate search to find someone who is willing to take care of his baby. This is definitely a movie I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. In fact, I actually didn't watch it until recently because I had never heard about it before. It's tense, it's emotional, and I love the representation of Indigenous people in here. It's just beautiful. You can stream it on Netflix. 15th, The Shining. You almost thought I left this one off. How could I? Jack, Wendy, and their son, Danny, spend the winter in the isolated Overlook Hotel so Jack can work on his writing career. However, Danny has psychic abilities and begins to see horrifying visions, and the hotel's sinister presence begins to influence Jack's violent behaviors. Now, although Jack isn't winning any kind of Father of the Year award here, he does win the most iconic dad award, I feel like. You can rent this on Apple TV, Prime Video, or YouTube. And there you have it, 15 horror movies that you can watch in celebration of Father's Day. Whether you celebrate it or not, they're just good horror movies. Be sure to leave in the comments what's your favorite Father's Day horror, as well as any other themed lists y'all would want me to do. I love curating a themed list. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in my spare time. But until then, I will see you in the next video.